Hey everybody, today is June 30th, 2024. I'm sure just about everybody that's been on my channel for any amount of time knows about these words I heard in my spirit upon awakening. I think it was in 2018 on May 23rd. And what I heard was the enemy always disables communication before it attacks. So I just want to read this to you guys. This is from War News 24/7. Major development, Russia mines Western undersea communications in the North Sea. First target to be hit. NATO fears that Russia has mined critical maritime infrastructure, at least in the North Sea. It is noted that a few days ago, Russian analysts urged the country's army to cut in two Europe and the USA by striking the submarine cables. Over the past 10 years, more than 160 civilian Russian vessels have made 945 suspicious maneuvers, at least 749 within a kilometer radius of the pipelines. In response, NATO created an undersea infrastructure coordination group. It is made up of military and civilian officials and has the power to summon top representatives from the private sector, based at the Alliance's Naval Command in the London suburb of Northwood, to place all of its maritime infrastructure under its protection. The task is considered colossal, as the Baltic, in particular, is extremely critical on the commercial and strategic front. Internet cables, energy infrastructure, and natural gas pipelines pass through it. Russia may have already mined NATO's undersea infrastructure in the North Sea. NATO countries strongly suspect that Russia has mined their communications in the North Sea. This can be confirmed by some observations of Western companies that have oil and gas wells, pipelines, electrical connectors, and telecommunication cables in the area. Suspicions intensified as a group of ships, including Russian trawlers, behaved unusually, or rather, slowed down as they passed over sea communications points. According to all the publications from January to May this year, 5 Russian trawlers made stops in the areas of submarine natural gas pipelines in the waters of Great Britain, Belgium, Denmark, Germany, the Netherlands, and Norway. There are assumptions that reconnaissance and sabotage activities were carried out during this period. And that's interesting that they just mentioned 5 Russian trawlers made stops in these areas. Because I shared a while back a dream I had about being in a forest, and I knew that there were 5 openings where Russia could get something in, which was bad. Belgium's intelligence services say Russian spies allegedly planted mines in a British cable, but did not take action against Belgium and the Netherlands. Russia could use around 167 civilian vessels to monitor critical infrastructure in Western countries. Covert operations by Russian intelligence services have reached unprecedented proportions since the Cold War. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization justifies its concerns, citing information received from companies that operate key oil and gas platforms, pipelines, electricity, and telecommunications cables. According to preliminary data, the Russians are using ships, as satellite images do not allow monitoring the seabed. The West warns that Kremlin's main targets may be power and telephone cables, as well as oil and gas pipelines. According to NATO, the threat is not limited to just one or two areas. NATO officials believe Russia has a decades-long program to map Europe's undersea infrastructure as part of an effort to prepare the battlefield for a potential conflict with the 32-nation alliance. We know there's the potential for them to do damage if they want to, a senior NATO official told Foreign Policy on condition of anonymity. Part of Russian war planning is knowing where your enemy's critical infrastructure is. So I'm going to link this below in the description box of this video. And I'm not saying this is 100% what the Lord is pointing to, but it definitely got my attention. So just felt led to share that with you guys. Keep looking up. Jesus is coming. Just in time. Love you guys. Fast.